may get a tractor to help with hauling that through the fence. I'll just take the harvester through on its own. Hopefully. Oh, that is a tight fit. Now, plans for this field is I'm going to convert it all to grass anyway, so this will be the first and last time I bring this harvester through that gate. There, I'll park that for now. So that baler there for now and use this to get the header through the gate. I didn't leave myself a lot of room at the front here to be able to maneuver the harvester that well to pick this up. Like a very bad drop on that header on that end, but enough room to get through, so we're good. Should be good, or not. That is sufficient, okay. Back in the tractor. I can put this over here. Oh, that has to go back to the cow farm now. I think, well, I don't know. Down to here. Pull that on and put it at 25. Oh, and we need to put the straw swath on. Get back to working with the dude. Okay, where's my T8? That's right there, so that field is now done until we need to cultivate it. Hello. There we go. Almost a full seed tank here. Hello. Thank you. And off he goes. So we back on selling bales now? He's doing okay. $4,500. Can't do anything with him until the bales are moved. So yeah, we're back to shifting bales again. I guess to a certain extent helpers use GPS. Helpers drive on cardinal lines. Helpers drive either north-south, east-west. I think they can do the 45 angles, so they can do northeast, southwest, or northwest, southeast. But they cannot cope, at least the in-game helpers cannot cope with any other angle. So long as your field is square, the helper does okay. And in fact, the helper usually does a better job of fertilizing and spraying and weeding than you do. Although also some pieces of equipment they don't do well with. And you may have a 6 meter wide piece of equipment, but the helper only treats it as 5.5, so there's a ½ meter overlap every time it goes up or down, which means if you're fertilizing, it's going to waste fertilizer. With seed, FarmSim is built in that it only plants seed where it's allowed to. So if your seeder is hanging off the edge of the field in the grass area along the side, you won't use up seed attempting to plant in the grass. It just won't plant. And if you try and seed in an area where there's already seed down, it won't seed there. However, if you've got a seeder that cultivates, then the problem is the cultivator will rip up seed that's already down, and then the seeder part will relay the seed. So you will waste seed on a multi-use piece of equipment. It's why in general I prefer to use a cultivator to cultivate and a seeder to seed, and I'm not a big fan of using a combo cultivator seeder, because the cultivator will rip up seed if you're not careful and can cost you more in the long run. But where the helpers don't do well is turning around at the ends of the fields. A player, if your tractor and equipment is optimized, so for the Axion 940 that I have, 12 meter equipment works really well, because it will do a 180 degree turn in a little less than 12 meters, probably about 11.5 meters. Which one do I want to load? That one. Now, back when I was using 6 or 8 meter, 9 meter equipment, I couldn't sort of drive down the field and then pull a sharp turn and come back the way I'd come with the equipment lined up. There was always a gap using the Axion 940. But once I got 12 meter equipment in, I can pull a full 180 degree turn and have the equipment basically lined back up to go back down the next row without wasting too much seed, without wasting too much fertilizer or whatever. So yeah, you need to pay attention to your equipment working width and your tractor turn radius. Once you get that right, you can pull. You could work a field much faster than a worker could, because the worker's lifting the equipment generally stops to lift the equipment, then goes forwards and backwards until it's turned around, and then lowers the equipment and then starts moving again. As a player, I can lift the equipment, I can turn around, I can go straight back the way I came, lower the equipment at the edge of the field and go. But when your crop's in the third or fourth stage of growth, second or third stage of growth should I say, then you can't easily see where you haven't fertilized, and that's where the worker comes off better, because he's not going to leave any gaps except on non-square fields where it's trying to work a diagonal. Okay, I think I noticed that the harvester's full. So we're going to have to deal with that in a minute. There we go, that's full. Once again, I'll put that on the way. It looks like the harvester's facing the right way again. 24. Once again, another diagonal field which the harvester's not going to cope well with. And the gaps are because I did this as a contract. Ploughing, cultivating, fertilizing, harvesting, seeding. And for some reason it left gaps along that edge, gaps along this edge as well. But I got paid for putting crop down that I didn't pay for. Bought the field and I get the rewards from harvesting it. Okay. There we go. Yes, to a certain extent. There are some modern seeders that you can program. And so you can set where you want your tram lines so that you're not putting seed down where future tractor wheels are going to be driving, hauling a fertilizer. you can program it with the edges of the field so that you're not wasting seed where there isn't ground that you want seed planted upon. And I think that can be tied into GPS these days, so that the whole thing is computer controlled. I know Arthur was talking to his the Stara rep, who was telling him they have all sorts of computer telemetry that can tell the farmer how efficient the seeder is, and sprayers and fertilizer spreaders, and you can program it so that you don't plant seed where you don't want seed. I think someone did a mod that you could do spreaders with, not sprays, but definitely with a spreader. You could set up the spreader to effectively the width of your field, so that it didn't waste fertilizer outside of the edge of the field. And no, there was one that did what is it? Seeders as well, because I do remember that one. You could say, hey, I've got a 24-meter spray, so I need tram lines round about 11 and 13 meters in, and I'm using a 6-meter seeder, so it would seed 6 meters, and then it would leave a gap in the around about the 5th meter on its next pass down, so that when he came to when you come to do spraying, you would drive up and you would drive the tractor down the tram lines and be assured that you were spraying the entire planted field. Since the field we're harvesting right now was fertilized, I'm going to guess we'll get one trip at a time in. And bad news, the rain is coming. Now that's not right this minute. I think we've got about 6 hours before the sun icon disappears and the rain icon becomes the primary, and then potentially up to 4 more hours before the rains actually come. I'm fairly certain it's not going to take us 10 hours to harvest this last field. Although I may not get all of the ploughing and or seeding done within the next 10 hours. I don't know, we've done quite well. I mean, we started at about 5 o'clock this morning. We fed all the animals. We've harvested 2, 5. I think we've harvested 6 fields already. Why are you stationary there? You're not. Okay. That looks like less than a truckload left. Up against those, yeah. So this could be the last trip to the store with this hay. Stop that there again. What I might do is put the rest of that hay round the corner with the other hay I saved for the pigs. Again with the driving on the wrong side. That's about 39, it's about 40,000 it'll take us to. Oh, 2 litres off. There we go. We'll follow it down to the end. Though I really shouldn't. See, this one's churning out a lot more because the field was ploughed and fully fertilised before we bought it. Fill up the thing. Yes, just enough. For the most part, this farm is quite easy to drive around, should I say. There are some tight bits, but you can always pull, you know, a 270 like I did back there in order to get through gates and the like. One of the hardest points was this bit here, coming out of the gate on the left, and then you've got the row of trees on the right there. Those trees can get in the way if you're hauling something this sort of size. Sure if I can actually fit a 180 here though. Therein is the limitations of the turn radius of the 940. In spite of that, I do like this tractor. Served me well. 122 hours. Yes, we have... what does it say up there? It looks like 144 pigs and 126 sheep. Cows, we're on about 68, 73 cows, 144 pigs, 126 sheep, and I have sold a batch of sheep, I think 1 truckload. Arthur's gonna run a farm in real life, he is. That would be interesting. I am not going to run a farm in real life, ever. One, I'm getting too old for this. I'm a computer programmer. And 2, I'm allergic to hairy animals and feathered animals. So, I'm not even going to keep chickens. I should put that cultivator away, to be fair. Because Arthur's allergic to cats. Which could potentially be a problem for him if he wants to do Animal Farm. When he goes over to England to visit Simone, he'll be able to find out if he's allergic to rabbits. Okay, 270-degree turn, so that we can get back through that gate. Or not. Totally messed that one up. What's the harvester doing? It's about to run down there. It needs to be emptied. About him checking out cedars. Don't recall talking about Arthur checking out cedars, but I'll take your word for it. Should be about empty. So put out the way. And we'll get this one running. Missing bits, dude. Actually, the cedar's probably missing lots of bits right now. Because that field it's working on at the moment is not a helper-friendly field. Doing 177,000. Trying to figure out why we got so little money. We did spend 25,000 renting the T8. Selling the bales has just about kept up with the worker wages so far. I'll probably take some advantage of the rain to empty out some of the farm silos. It's not a particularly good time of year to sell most of our crops, but kind of getting to the point where we could use selling some at least. That's the other thing this farm has is what this map has is rentable storage. Up by the BGA there's a sell point and there's also a rentable storage area. So if you do exceed 500,000 litres of anything, you can flow the excess up to the overflow storage. And the overflow storage also takes beets, potatoes and wood chips. Now I haven't done any wood chipping at all on this map. All of my forestry has been felling logs and selling full, well, 6-metre logs, because that's how big this truck is. I have done some beets, and I dumped the beets in one of the barns over by the cow farm, and then bought a couple of conveyors so that I could load up the trucks and sell them. But you know, you produce so many beets that you know, you kind of have to take a truckload to the store and then wait a day and then take another truck to the store, because the price drops off so precipitously as you're selling that you'd never make much of a profit if you just ship them all in one load. Back when I did beets on Goldcrest, I ended up with about 470,000 litres of the stuff, and gate shut. Ended up selling 40,000 using the train, because it's the only way I could move that many. There we go. Come on. For some reason my keyboard's not working again. Thank you. Okay. I think that was messages that the seeder's full again. Oh, the harvester's full again. Yep. Oh, no, it's, what he was doing was, he got sponsorship from, oh, who is it? Stara, who feature on Estancia Lapacho. And he has made friends with one of their sales reps, who's obviously handling his sponsorship deal. And so the conditions were, you know, he's featuring it, or he was featuring Estancia Lapacho as his Farm Sim 17 farm, and using the Star equipment. So the sales rep provided him with sales material that he could use or disseminate to the viewers. Now, I don't think many of us are actually going to go out and buy any Star tractors or what have you, because none of us live in South America and none of us run farms there. But you know, he was getting all this information about, you know, this is who Star are and this is what they do, and they support their farmers quite, you know, extensively. Your Star rep can turn up at your farm and tell you exactly where all of your equipment is, or all of your Star equipment is, and how well it's been running. And, you know, their maintenance technicians will get a heads up that, yeah, Fred's farm's having problems with his seeders, you might want to go down there, and Fred doesn't even know he's having problems with his seeders yet. It's all clever stuff. Anyway, just filled that up. I'm going to dump these off to the side of the field again. We'll get the Zeriana started with the ploughing on this field. Too far. There we go. Okay. Come on, where is it? There. I think as most sponsorship goes, he gets a little bit of money. That's usually how sponsorship works. Okay, what do I need to do here? Unpack. Figure set that going. There we go. Ploughing with the big tractor. I mean, it's like other gamers, or Twitch gamers, who get sponsorships from GOG or Steam or someone like that. They get sponsors, Steam will give them promotional stuff. Sometimes they'll pay them because it's, you know, it's free advertising effectively. Papa J has a full gain tank again. Ugh. Let's pick up all these bales. And actually, this won't take long at all. We'll take that one there. There we go. We'll take that one there and that one there. There we go. Too far. Okay. Let's go find you. Oh wow, we're nearly done with this field again. This is too much grain for this thing to haul. Pretty sure we're up to about 40,000 again, I think. I don't know. I don't know the details of his deal. Whether it's based on the number of viewers he gets or what, but it was something a bit different. But that is why he's doing the Estancilla Patches series in Farm Sim 19 as well, because it still keeps him on the good sides of Stara. How many bales have we got here? These at the back at the bottom. The plough's doing okay. Actually, the plough's doing better than okay. Pull that one nearly close enough. Never mind. Helper J has completed their task. think that's all of them on this field. Got a bunch down here. Hasn't finished yet. Although kind of now at the point where I don't really see the need for more bales. Pull up the side here. To the gate. Now the grain I want to get, so I'm going to stop that there. You can wait there. Turn around, he should keep going. Keep going. I'll tell him to stop following me. I'll go grab the stuff on the other end. One of the nice things about the bigger harvesters is they have a higher top speed when not working. They're all limited to 6 miles an hour when they're running the header, but driving up and down the field big harvesters are significantly faster than the smaller ones. Theoretically, yes, although practically I doubt it. Done. So that is all of the grain harvesting completed. Probably not enough space in there. Okay. Helper F is blocked by an object. Who is Helper F and why is he blocked? I don't see anything reporting at the top left, but it's not going anywhere. park this? No, we do not park this in the way of the header trailer. Close up of the underlying side of the header. That looks about right. Close enough.